Hi, in this chapter, we will be talking about simultaneous equations. In particular, we will be discussing about linear and non-linear. Okay, so let's say, for example, on this diagram, you are given with the graph of the line y equals x plus 1 and the graph of the curve y equals x squared minus 5. So if we're going to solve these two equations simultaneously using the graph, we can conclude that the solution to your simultaneous equation is the intersection of your graph. The solution to this equation, the solution to this simultaneous equation are 3, negative 3, positive 4, and negative 2, negative 1. So as you can see, it's very easy to find the solution to your simultaneous equations if the graphs are provided. However, if the graphs are not provided and we have to solve this algebraically, then definitely we have to recall your two methods in dealing with simultaneous equations, and those are elimination or substitution method. However, in this case, it is better that we use your substitution method. As you can see, you are given with y equals x plus 1, and also we said y is x squared minus 5. So that means we equate the two given equations, so that will give us x plus 1 is equal to x squared minus 5. So we replace the y value. So this will give us x squared minus x minus 1 minus 5 is equal to 0. So we can simplify this further as x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, so as you can see, this can be factorized as x minus 3, x plus 2 is equal to 0. So therefore, our x values are positive 3 and the y and the other one is negative 2. So what we will do next is, of course, we use your substitution method. So at x is equal to positive 3, we will get a y value of 3 plus 1, and that will give us a 4. So that's why one of the solutions will be 3 positive 4. And again, this time around, your x is negative 2. So substitute the value of x, which is negative 2. So that will give us negative 2 plus 1. So therefore, y is negative 1. That's why we will get negative 2, negative 1. And this is consistent or exactly the same as using the graphical method. Okay, so it's very simple in solving simultaneous equations. All right, let's try to do question number 1. So as you can see here, there is no other method here than substitution method. So what we are going to do is we're going to make the first equation by making x as the subject of the formula. So that will give us x is equal to 2y plus 1. So this is now our new equation 1, and our equation 2 will still be the same. So since we are using substitution method, then we have to substitute equation 1 to equation number 2. So what will happen is this will become 4y squared minus 3. So instead of x, we're going to replace that x by 2y plus 1 squared. Okay, and the 1 will be transferred to the left. So before we substitute your 3, what we are going to do is we are going to expand your expression first. So this will give us 4y squared plus 4y plus 1 minus 1 equals 0. So therefore, this will give us 4y squared minus 12y squared minus 12y minus 3 minus 1 equals 0. So in the end, if we simplify this further, this will give us negative 8y squared minus 12y minus 4. Okay, so we divide everything by -4, and that will give us 2y squared plus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. And I think this is factorable, so that will give us 2y plus 1, and then y plus 1 is 0. So therefore, your y is -1, and the other one is, this one is -1/2, and the other one is -1. So let's do substitution. Substitute the value of y to equation 1. It's easier that way. So that will give us, if y is -1/2, so your x will be 2 times -1/2 plus 1. So therefore, your x will be 0, right? And the other one is at y is equal to -1, your x is 2 times -1 plus 1, and that will give us an x value of -1. So therefore, the solutions to our simultaneous equation are 0, -1/2, and -1, -1. So let's proceed to question number 2. As you can see, you're looking for the points of intersection of your line 2x plus 5y equals 1 and the curve x squared plus 5xy minus 4y squared plus 10 equals 0. And after that we found your a and b, then we can easily find the midpoint of AB. So the first goal is to find what are your a and b. So as you can see, the first equation is 2x plus 5y equals 1, right? And from here, we can make x as the subject of the formula. So that will give us 2x equals 1 minus 5y. And so therefore, x is equal to 1 minus 5y divided by 2. So this is now your new equation number 1. Okay, so it's the same method that we did. We need to substitute equation 1 to equation number 2. So that will give us, instead of writing x, we now write 1 minus 5y all over 2 square, correct? Because notice it's an x squared. So we're going to replace x by equation number 1. And then this will become plus 5x. Oh, sorry. Your x will also be replaced by 1 minus 5y all over 2. Okay? And then x, y. Right? Minus 4y squared plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is a bit long in a way. So let us do the expansion of your equation. So 1 minus 5y squared is 1 minus 10y plus 25y squared. And this is all over 4, correct? And then plus, distribute your 5 and your y, so that will give us 5y minus 25y squared divided by 2. So, and then copy the rest because nothing was changed for the last 2 terms. So as you can see, we are dealing with a fraction. So to make things simple and easier, we multiply both sides of the equation by 4 so that we can get rid of the fraction. So in the end, we will have 1 minus 10y plus 25y squared. And since this is 4 divided by 2, so we are left with 2. We multiply that to the numerator, so that will give us 10y minus 50y squared. Then this multiplied by 4 is 16y squared plus 40 is equal to 0. Then now what you're going to do will be combining all the like terms. So these are this, and this are like terms. So that will give us 25 minus 50 minus 16 will give us negative and 41y squared. And this 10 and negative 10 will be 0, so this will be cut, right? Because this will give us a 0. And you are left with 1 plus 40 is plus 41 is 0. So therefore, okay, let me transfer it all the way here so we don't have a lot of space. So this will give us, I can factorize or I can divide the equation by negative 41. So that will give us y squared. 41 divided negative 41 is minus 1, right? And this is factorable. This is y minus 1, y plus 1. So therefore, your y values are 1, and the other one is y is equal to negative 1. To solve for x, we have to make use of this equation, right? Because this is our x now. So therefore, x is equal to 1 minus 5 times 1 is 5 divided by 2. So therefore, x is negative 2, right? So your first point is negative 2, positive 1. Your second point will be when x is equal to, when y is equal to negative 1, that is negative 5 times negative 1 divided by 2. And this will give you a result of, so this is 1 plus 5, which is 6 divided 2, will give you a 3. So therefore, your second point is at 3, negative 1. Correct? But then again, we are looking for the midpoint of AB. So let's say you can choose this as your set A and this is set B. How do we find the midpoint? If you can still remember. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So the midpoint is given by x1 plus x2 all over 2. And the y value is y1 plus y2 all over 2, right? So therefore, your midpoint for this item is our x1 is negative 2 plus our x2 divided by 2, and our y1 is 1 and the y2 is minus 1 divided by 2. So therefore, midpoint of AB, so just put midpoint AB is equal to 1 over 2, 0.